Hey, it's SickBoy from the Gaminganarchist Collective and welcome to the Anarchic for November the 18th, 2013. Well, Phil Spencer of Microsoft has come out and said that single player will always be the cornerstone of gaming and that games will be released and they continue to sign games onto their platform that will be requiring no internet connection, be single player games, and that disc-based single player gaming is a major part of their industry. I'm going to call that what that is, an obvious made-up lie based on a U-turn, because they frankly clearly made it very, very clear that they did not want this. They did not want the status quo to continue to the Xbox One. Now, whether you believe that's a good or a bad thing, that's your prerogative. Now the evidence is out there, the information is there for you to digest. But now that they're saying that all of a sudden that's exactly what their cornerstone of gaming was, I'm going to call bullshit on that, being as, do you not want to join us in the future? Bullshit. They didn't originally, if the rumours are true, the machine didn't even come, nor did the PlayStation 4, come actually with a disc drive at all. It was purely a digital based system. So what a heap of shit, but I'm glad to hear them say the right things, because frankly, given the state of the global infrastructure and also the proclivities of their customers, they don't want to be forcing how they do things. If you want us to go digital, offer us more carrot and less stick. Well, some particularly bad news for those people who bought a PlayStation 4 that turned out to be faulty, because those people do exist, and those people have, rightfully so, every right to feel absolutely gypped by the fact that they've got brand new hardware that doesn't run. Now, how prevalent that is seems to be absolute wild speculation. Sony claim it's about 0.4%. Other people claiming that because there's a couple of 101-star reviews on Amazon that it means half of them are. We don't know the data. I wouldn't have said it's half of them, otherwise the uproar would have been absolutely phenomenal. I have yet to speak to someone personally who has had one be bricked out on them, but those who do, you have been royally shafted, and Sony, you fucked up because you didn't have as good hardware quality as you should expect from it. We really should be expecting 100%, but you didn't make it, and you've got some fucked off consumers to deal with. Now, unfortunately for you guys who do have a damaged PlayStation 4, they are saying that they cannot replenish the stock until February. Now that's bullshit. That is some bullshit practices. If I was going to do this, if I was in charge of the supply chain, I would make sure we had a good 1%, 2% overstock held that you cycle in and cycle out, just to make sure you have enough supply, because you will invariably have these problems. It's not possible to do a large-scale hardware release and not have at least one broken unit, and whether it's hundreds or thousands, I don't know, but however many there were, they now are saying that they cannot replenish because they've got the pre-orders to fill before they fulfill the returns policy. Now that has left a lot of consumers, all of you guys who've got that situation, that's you unfortunately fucked unless you want to have another pre-order, which is bullshit. You shouldn't have to do that. Sony, I expect better from a company when it comes to dealing with return policies for big scale launch products like this. Well, it appears that a definitive edition, or which I can only assume is a Game of the Year edition, of Tomb Raider has been announced for the PlayStation 4. Personally, I think this is a good move. I would like to see Square Enix actually get some profit off this title, because frankly, it was better than having to become a financial failure. It sold well enough, but it was heavily invested in, cost $100 million to make, and didn't make the money back. So I would like to see the game make the money back. Not interested in the multiplayer, but frankly, if you haven't played the single player game and you get an opportunity to pick it up at a reasonable price, it is not a bad game by any means and is an enjoyable game. As a Tomb Raider game, somewhat lacking in Tomb Raider puzzles, somewhat lacking in the big sprawling areas. It has one big map obviously, but it's all very small individual puzzles, and then you finish that tomb and then you just do other stuff and shoot people. So it's not a pure Tomb Raider game in my estimation, but it's an enjoyable title. I bought it, I enjoyed it. Multiplayer, waste the goddamn time. However, it would be nice to see them actually make some money off this title. Well, in an actual honest-to-goodness study taken with 7-year-olds in the UK, based on them watching television or playing video games over the previous 5 years of their lives. Now, the study will see if they did for at least 5 hours a week or more. Now, if they watched TV for more than 5 hours a week, there was an increased incidence of antisocial behaviour of 0.13%. Now that is absolutely fucking insignificant and has really no bearing on anything. That's really no more than just a variation, frankly. I mean, that's a tiny... I mean, they have a confidence interval, but it's a tiny... Confidence interval is how sure you are with your figures, by the way, a statistical term. But ultimately, it is a tiny, tiny increase in rate for watching TV for extended periods of time. Video games were shown to have none. Now, trust that these children were actually playing appropriate video games. And even if they weren't, it only goes to strengthen the argument. Thank you very much. See an actual study, an actual proper study performed with some actual data and some evidence, not what some twat happens to think. Good to see. And long may some more actual proper evidence and real thought be put into what are the psychosocial triggers for children to be antisocial. And is it the fact that, and is media causing people to be violent, or is media violence because people are inherently violent? That is the debate to be had, and frankly, I think it's the latter. I think we are a violent species, and a number of us enjoy violent entertainment. That does not make us violent. That is something that chimes in with our primal instincts. Anyway, guys, you've been looking through the 2020 vision of the Anarchic Guy. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll catch you guys later.